Thad McNeil. He's the head coach of Carlsbad. I'm the assistant head coach. He calls the offense. I call the defense. He is the winningest coach in Friday Night Lights flag football history as well. And he got so good at coaching flag football that we removed him from coaching flag football in the league because it seemed weird as the commissioners were winning it, you know. But I kid, he grew up in Carlsbad, played Pop Warner here, and is the head coach, obviously, at his alma mater. He met his wife, the homecoming queen, at Carlsbad High School. His daughter was my flower girl at my wedding 15 years ago. His son was my ring bearer. His youngest son was the first child I ever babysat. He just is graduating this spring from Carlsbad High. He's going to Cornell to play football. And so Coach Mack and I are very, very close. My wife was around here. His wife was around here. We have former players who started playing FNL in 2012 when they were 5 years old, now handing out footballs to all of you tonight. The community of Carlsbad, super duper fun. And we're here tonight to talk about the spring season and answer any questions you have. We kind of have a little bit of a small group tonight, which is awesome because we want to spend some time with the newer coaches and make sure that you guys leave here with flags and footballs, knowing when you get your rosters, and be able to answer any questions for the spring season. Coach Mack.
Yeah, so do we have any first-year coaches here?
That's right.
Pretty much all of them. This is awesome, man. We really appreciate you stepping up and doing this. Your Friday nights will be forever changed. I'm sure that you know a little bit about the league. It started with about 500 kids, and first season we're up to about 2,500. And there's a waiting list for that as well. But what has made the league strong and successful is the coaches, honestly. And I think the main thing is keeping it super simple and staying really, really organized. Remember, you only practice once a week, and so that's an easy commitment. You probably have kids doing a lot of other sports, a lot of other activities, and then you can play on Friday nights. We'll get into the nuts and bolts of the schedule a little bit and rules, but the main thing is really want to thank you guys for stepping up and coaching.
Amen. A couple things we do in FNL that's a little bit different than other football leagues is we have a live scoring app, and so if you guys don't have that website, you can keep track of how a game is going anywhere in the world using the web-based app that we have. And also, we partnered with a mouthguard company, the same company that works with LeBron James. And Craig is here to talk about how kids can be safer in FNL by using these mouthguards.
Go ahead, Craig.
Thank you, Coach. Great to see all of you. I want to thank both the coaches. And we partnered with FNL. I have a mouthguard company. We supply mouthguards for some of the greatest athletes in the world, like LeBron James. We do Nike Jump. We do their mouthguards. And the coaches have brought us in to protect your kids. You all will have your own portal. Each one of your team have your own portal. The kids can go on. Your logo's already embedded. So let's say you're the Oregon Ducks. You go on. The mouthguard's already embedded. Your kid can pick the color of the mouthguard. We've got 7 different mouthguards colors. They get their initials and they get their number on there. The mouthguards come straight to your house. They're boil and bite, so it's custom to their mouth once you boil and bite it. And in my opinion, it's the most important piece of equipment your kid's going to wear. If they just, bump heads, whatever happens, makes a huge difference. It's not 100% foolproof, but you got a much better, it's like a shock absorber for your kids. The mouth guards, I think, are the best on the market. That's why LeBron wears it. It's also a great stress reliever. My kid is a freshman pitcher. He's a baseball player, but he's probably the only kid in San Diego who wears a mouth guard as a baseball player. But what he does, just like LeBron, he has it on the side of his mouth and he's gnawing on it. And it's such a stress reliever for him. And you just don't realize the pressure on the kids. There is a lot going on there. And it's just a nice way for them to release. So we're so excited to be involved with you guys. We hope that you get them. But I can't wait to watch your season and your little athletes get going. What a great thing you've got going here. It's really, really exciting. Thank you, Coach. Thank you very much for having us. And we're really excited. You'll get an email and the portal to your team. It was great meeting all of you. Thank you for having me.
Now, if you're ever playing baseball and the pitcher has a mouthpiece in, don't charge the mound. You know, that'd be my first thought. Mouth guards are awesome. Everybody has to wear them in FNL, and we figured we may as well have the best mouth guard in the world. And you guys, you'll get an email. You can customize it. It looks sick. Kids are super into it, and it's super user friendly. Okay, let's talk. Like first things first. Everybody should have flags and footballs tonight. There'll be another night where you get your jerseys. Okay, that'll be coming down like a week or two. You'll get an email on that. We'll follow up with you on the mouth guards. We talked about the web-based app we have. That app, the referees use that to keep score and time, and eventually you guys will be able to tag like your player got a touchdown, and statistics will start to flow through that app, and then live streaming will also happen through that app, and maybe as early as this season, where you can hold your phone up to the game, and anybody in the world who's logged into the website can watch the FNL game happen. If grandma or grandpa or uncle can't make it to the game, or they're traveling for work, you can watch it. So it's technology takes some steps, and we're 18 months into it, and it's really going in a great direction. Coach Matt, if you let's jump right into how to be a successful FNL coach. Can you talk about communication and dealing with parents on the communication side of it once they get their rosters?
Yeah, so we've both coached, and I as he mentioned, I coached earlier in my career. The first thing I did was I recruited like a assistant coach, another dad that could be there all the time. And so it's just with the functionality of the practice, and then really specifically with the game, of tallying of touches, our rotation, because you got to get to know that rotation, because every kid plays equal amount. And so you want to have some help. And that could be a mom or anyone. Just find somebody. It's hard to do it by yourself. Not impossible, but it helps to have some extra eyes there for sure. During practice, you might want, if there's some dads hanging around, grab a dad, tell him what you're going to do, put him in the drill, and maybe he'll get involved as well. The communication is really important. You want to weekly send emails to your people. So it's a group email, obviously, and then weekly you're going to tell practice times, what time you're going to start practice for the game or meet for the game, where you're meeting specifically, after the game, or the weekly email. So you played on Friday night, you have send out the email on Monday, highlight some players. Oh, did you see Paul's 3 poles in the fourth quarter? Did you see Johnny's catch? Great job, great hustle, whatever. You highlight everybody, get them feeling good about it. But the organization is really, really important. If they don't hear from you, they're going to call us, and then you're going to hear from us. Okay, so be over communicative about it. The practices in general, like we can get into some more detail with it. We have on our website, we have different ways to structure practice. We have playbooks, but I would say that 1 hour is don't go out there and wing it. Really be selective with, I would run it just like a football practice. I'd have a 10-minute dynamic period, a 10-minute individual period, a 10-minute flag pulling technique period, and so on and so forth. What a lot of young coaches do early is they just want to scrimmage. And so scrimmage is good. And when you get to that point where you can scrimmage with other teams and you're at, Magnolia or something, and there's some teams and you can say, hey, coach, do you want to, the last 15 minutes, do you want to have a scrimmage? That's really good. But before that, stick with fundamentals. And when I coach, the 2 things to win games, I promise you, if you
pay attention to this part. You
do this, you're going to win games. Promise you. Work on not dropping the ball. We laugh, right? But you drop the ball, you lose a possession or a down. Okay, and the exchanges. So therefore, you have to train. I'd train everyone to be center, quarterback, running back. You just train one guy to do the quarterback. When he has to sit out, that other guy's not going to be ready. So we would work on fundamentals of handling the football a lot. And then the second most important thing, fundamentals of pulling flags. Every time when people lose, they say, we couldn't pull flags. The guy had a 30-yard run and we had 6 guys miss. So, and then I would get specific, well, how do you do that? Fundamentals with 2 hands, angle drills, making sure all 6 are pursuing to the ball, those types of things that you think are really simple, and they are, but they're going to help you win games down the road. Start early with your playbooks being really simple. If you're a 1K, 1-2, you're not going to be able to throw the ball much. It's really hard to throw at that level, let alone catch it. 3-4, little more. 5-6, a lot more. And then 7-8, they throw on every down, pretty much, right?
Yes,
so, it's that kind of progression. Guys, you guys are going to get so excited on with your playbooks. And you can go online, wristbands, signs, do all that fun stuff. But it won't matter if you can't execute.
Man, really well said. What did we get? What are the two things you want to work on? Raise your hand, Coach. I'm raising your hand for you. 2 things. What did he say? You want to do what? Handling the ball. Handling the ball. Okay. Snapping. Handoffs. Don't drop the football. And then what's the other thing you want to work on, guys? Flag. Pulling flags. You all may fancy yourself as offensive geniuses. You may think that you have the best playbook in the world. I promise you, at the end of the game, you're going to look back and go, we dropped the ball or we just didn't pull flags. The play,
every time.
The play concept, the play design was fine. It's the execution and the technique and the fundamentals. So let's talk about substitutions. On our website, nccfnl.com, there's a tab that says coaches. That's for you. It has a lot of info. It has how do you substitute when you have 9 players on the team, which is the norm. Some teams have 10, so we have another substitution pattern for you. Some teams have 11. We have another substitution pattern for them. Then there's the rules on there. Get familiar with those rules. And if you ever have any questions, this is what I want to tell you. Write my cell phone number down. Call me. Text me. My number is at the bottom of my email signature. It's 619-616-8272. If you ever get an email from us, you can reply right to it. Hey, I'd like to talk to Coach Pub. I have a question. I'll connect you. If I can't give you a playbook, if I can't give you a practice plan, I'll connect you with one of my coach friends who's been coaching FNL for a decade. And they love talking about FNL because a lot of these kids, they've aged out of FNL, and these FNL coaches who've been doing this for like a decade every Friday, they're kind of bored, and they have all these resources and all this material, and they would love to pay it forward and help a new coach. So if you're out there, you have any sort of trepidation, any sort of anxiety, we are here to help you. And we want to make sure that you know you are not kicked out of the nest. You do not have to fly by yourself right away. We're here to support you. We want to make sure that you understand the most important thing you can do is keep it fun and set a good example for kids. The wins and losses will come, and you will not get your name in the paper unless what, Coach? Well, how could they get their name in the paper?
Coach in high school. You want to be a head football coach? Do that. You want to play pro football like Coach Staley? Your name will be in the paper, but your name will not be in the paper Saturday morning. Sorry. So
unless you do something really weird on a Friday.
Yeah, the weirdness. We don't want any of that for sure. No weird. We have a saying too: is this don't be weird. And you're gonna see coaches being weird.
I don't know. There's probably some weirdos in here right now.
Yeah. Coaches filming practices. That's weird.
Other team practices.
We've been doing this 15 years. We've seen it all. And so, let's stay logical. I'll get into the referee feedback form. That's a really important form for us. Our refs are paid really well. I promise you they are. And they're not very good at all.
They're terrible.
I'm not exaggerating. They're not good. We coach high school. Our high school refs aren't great. It's par for the course. So, but they are trained. We have a head ref that is phenomenal, and he trains them, and they want to get it right. They do. So the referee feedback card is what's going to allow us to do that. And so it's really detailed on there. The field, 7th, 8th grade, the teams, and then exactly, you're going to succinctly, in bullet points, because I'm going to be the one reading them, what happened. Okay? Some of you guys get very creative and long paragraphs that I don't want to read through. So I'm an English teacher. I read through a lot of essays. I don't want to read a coach's essay. I want to get the bullet points about what happened. And so what happens is we're going to look at it and really analyze it, but then we send it to our head ref, and then he puts in what he thinks should have happened, could have happened, and then he's going to school up his guys on, he will go to that ref and say, hey, dude, you screwed this up. But he does it to everybody so they all can learn. They do that. Coach Staley, when do you think, if you lose a tough one Friday night, and you got screwed, and the kids are devastated. I hear that one all the time. They're devastated. They were crying.
They'll never recover.
And they're really not. They're thinking about pizza and ice cream after the game. But the coach is devastated because it's his ego. So when should you write it and send it? Good job. He said the fall. Hey, give it some time. Let it marinate. Because, Friday night after a few Jack and Cokes or whatever, and, it's how it goes.
Jack and Coke at our age.
We've got some gnarly emails on a Friday night. 2 a.m. and I'm just like, these people are crazy, and they are. So just let it work itself out a little bit, and then I really encourage you to send it, but just think it out a little bit.
That referee feedback form, where do you think that's located on our website?
Coach's tab.
Yes, the coach's tab. Yes.
Ton of stuff on it.
So, let's say you're in a game, the referee messed up a rule. You fill it out, send it to us. We'll address it. What if the other coach is a weirdo? Fill it out, send it to us. What if the other coach has a weirdo grandpa who's yelling obscenity during the game? Send it to us. We want to know. We have to make sure that kids are the priority in this league. Keeping it fun and keeping it safe are the priorities. Winning and losing will happen. It's part of the deal.
Also, on Friday night, we have these guys in these bright yellow shirts. Those are our field supervisors. Something that is super important. We just last one with our veteran coaches, they thought one of the refs was intoxicated. Not shocking, but kind of shocking. We take it very serious. He, go right up to the guy in the yellow jersey and say, hey, you might want to check on this guy. If there's a coach out of control, don't engage with the coach. Go to the supervisor. If parents, guys, your parents and opposing parents, they're gonna yap. It's insane. Okay, you can't engage because you engage or kids watch you, and it's a bad deal. You got to set the example for your parents. You got to be the example for your kids. And then when there's issues, you got to go to that supervisor. Coach Pub and I are a lot more visible in the spring because we're not coaching in the fall. You can grab us, be happy to help. Another thing with that, if we're watching a game and it's a bad call, he is not going to change the ref's call. He won't. Every
what
time,
if they show me a cell phone video?
Coach Mag. And I'm not. It's not the right thing to do. Yes, you can't show replays on your cell phone. You can't do that, and everybody tries to do that. We try to do that in the high school games with our tablets. They don't allow us to do that. So, these are just some pitfalls I think that might help you.
Communication is key. Once you get your rosters next week, you're going to want to set up a group text with your team and a group email.
Yep. Over
communicate is key. When it comes to practice, script it. 4 o'clock warm up. 4:10 this. And be organized. Go to Dick's Sporting Goods. Spend $20 on 10 cones. It will change your life. It will organize your practice. You want to be organized. You only get an hour a week. I was just telling Craig, the best part about FNL is, I have theater kids. My kids are into acting and dancing and cheering and all that. If they play FNL, it's once a week for an hour. It doesn't ruin their life. They can still pursue their passions. And that's the same thing with you. So keep it like that. You can have 6 practices before your first game, okay? That's 1.5 a week for 3 or 4 weeks, whatever. But once the season starts, 1 practice a week, period. Do not be weird. Okay, don't be weird. Don't be weird. And some of you are like, hey, can you get kicked out of the FNL league? Absolutely.
We have.
Have we kicked out coaches? Have we kicked out players, parents? Yes. But honestly, it's all their fault. We have zero interest in being jerks. But if you go out there, you use foul language, you don't set the right example, you throw a football at somebody, which has happened.
Yeah.
You don't get to be involved in the league. We got to keep kids safe. That's number 1 here. So just remember that.
Also with the kids, you have 10 people on a roster, maybe, and 1 kid never comes to practice. Does he play the same amount in the game? Yes, he does. And there's no questions. You have no idea what that kid's situation is. So it's not like, we have to teach him a lesson. If you don't practice, you don't play. FNL is not set up like that. Okay, so everyone plays equally. And, hey, Johnny's here. All right, man. All right, you missed practice. Hey, this is what we're doing. Want to make sure hook and ladder, whatever it is. Okay, so I've had that happen. One of my really close friends, his kid was not playing a ton. And I'm like, why didn't you tell me? He's like, you know. He was, luckily he was chill about it, but that should never, ever happen. Every kid should play equally. Every single kid. And the great thing about FNL is, you know, if you're the kid that's not athletic and everyone's a receiver. So everyone gets a chance to their glory days. You know, the little dudes that have the, what do you always say? They have
Thyroid problem.
They have a little thyroid problem. It's all good. They get to be the whiteout out there. You know what I mean? It's awesome.
It is. All right, the only people allowed to speak to the ref are the head coaches.
Yes.
So that means your players do not talk to the refs. That means your assistant coach does not talk to the ref. It means your wife, who you love and adore, does not get to talk to the refs. The only people allowed to talk to the refs are the head coaches. If anybody else does, the referee can kick them out of the game. And if they refuse to leave, your team gets a forfeit. So, like, it's a very hard line, but it's to ensure the safety of everybody, frankly, because all it takes is one person saying one thing that's incendiary, and all it takes is an idiot over there. I love the emails or phone calls on a Monday that's like, hey, coach, just want to let you know, we coached, we lost, the other team was really good, they beat us, no complaints there. Their head coach was a complete idiot and did this, and this. And one of my parents, got up and was like, dude, no. And because it always takes two, frankly. And if you continue to set a great example and ignore nonsense and focus on your kids and your players and the positivity, you can avoid a lot of issues. So.
Yeah, coaches saying stuff to each other. It's just, I think it's really weird.
And you're going to be on the sideline with each other. You're going to be walking by each other too.
You've been at FNL. The sidelines are tight, really tight. And I'm just shocked that, grown men get mouthy.
There was that time where that woman punched that man at that.
It did happen.
Yeah.
It happened.
And
I saw someone throw a football at a old man. And the old man was heckling him, and it was like annoying. After a game, he checked the ball and hit the old man. It was like, oh my gosh, I have to handle this. And it was kind of the last night with us, unfortunately.
It is. Okay, let's talk about crux of the season. Tonight's your coaches meeting. Between now and February 20th, you'll get your rosters, you'll get jerseys, you'll get more information from us, you'll get practice fields where you can practice. You're going to ask, can I practice in my neighborhood park? Sure, as long as nobody calls the police on you or calls the city of Carlsbad on you. Because if they call us, we're going to say, well, we've given them X amount of fields. There's a Google sheet that has all these fields they could be using. Don't ever practice at Cadencia Park. I'm not sure if you know where that is, but it's in Carlsbad. It's called Cadencia Park. Anytime a team shows up there, I get text messages from the people who live there. Yeah. So please don't practice there. But in general, we will provide practice fields for you. We will provide players for you. We'll provide jerseys for you, flags and footballs. And the whole thing is set up so you have 8 games over 11 weeks. 8 games over 11 weeks starting February 20th. Now, is there a chance you don't play February 20th? Absolutely, because February 20th is one of the 11 weeks. You can have a bye your first week. You might even have a bye your first 2 weeks. Does it stink? Yes. Is it bad timing? Yes. It also can happen right before you get to the playoffs. Playoffs are going to start in, let's say, early May. Maybe the last 2 weeks of April, you have byes. It's random. We don't control it. The schedule matrix, you can imagine with 2,500 kids and 240 coaches and 60 coaches that coach more than one team, that the schedule and laying it all out and making sure the coaches can coach their kids is the priority. So it's very complex.
What about Saturdays?
Thank you, Coach. So this particular spring, the Poinsettia turf field, the city of Carlsbad needs to replace it all, and because it gets a lot of wear and tear with soccer and rugby and football and all that, they're replacing it, and it's happening right now. The city told us mid-March is when it'll be done, but they think it'll happen a little sooner. So what we're kind of telling you is prepare for a couple Saturday games in late February and early March, and by mid-March, all the games should be back on Fridays. What that actually means for all of you is if you have 2 games out of the first 3 weeks, one of those games might be on a Saturday. Most people are not going to be impacted extraordinarily. If you can't make the Saturday game, you call the other coach. Hey, Craig, I can't make the Saturday game. Can you meet us at the park on next Thursday at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock? I got a referee there. We'll play you. We'll tell FNL the score. And that's a way that you can avoid playing on Saturdays. Or if you ever have a scheduling conflict, you can coordinate with the other coach and play them what we call off-site. You can email us. We'll give you a referee. I think the referee charges like $50 for the game. Everybody chip in like $2, call it a day. But we provide the fields for you on Fridays. And at Carlsbad High or Sage Creek on Saturdays, we may end up having a couple games to start the season. Yes, Coach?
For those Saturday games, will they also be in the evening? Or will they
It'd be like,
possibly in the morning?
mostly I think it'll be between like 10 and 5, Coach, because Sage Creek and Carlsbad have like some practices in the morning for their sports, and so we want to try to get everybody out there. So I'd say midday is mostly what will happen. Yeah, and if you've never been at Carlsbad High, where dreams come true, it's a great place to play football, and it's a big stadium, and kids typically dig it. We've rented San Marcos High, we've rented La Costa Canyon, we've rented, we haven't been Army Navy, but Sage Creek and Carlsbad High and all of our normal parks. So, 8 games or 11 weeks. Then you go to the playoffs. Everybody makes the playoffs except who, Coach Mack?
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten. When the 6-year-olds finish their flag football season, you have that end of the year party. You give them their trophies. You take them to the windmill, and you are going to be fired up. The season's over. Okay, I coached kindergarten FNL several times for my kids, and the minute that kindergarten season ended, I was very happy about it. First and second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, you are playing for trophies. You are playing playoffs, and you go to different brackets. So every division we have, let's say 5th and 6th grade has 55 co-ed teams, which is primarily boys. We'll do 4 different playoff brackets. We'll do a titanium, a gold, silver, a bronze. So that way, like the teams that all went 8-0, they can all play each other. All the teams went 0-8, they can play each other. The teams that kind of were in the middle, they can kind of play each other. And so we preseason rank teams, we postseason rank teams. We do our best to try to make sure that you're playing teams that are on your level in the playoffs. And we rank teams, we do our best, but I promise you, we do not bat 1,000. We are not perfect. There are going to be some mistakes every once in a while, but it's not because of a lack of effort. We've got a lot of data. We've got an algorithm. We have FNL rankings gurus that help us. These are FNL coaches that know teams that have been around, and they help us put together the right teams and the right conferences. But again, 8 games over 11 weeks plus playoffs. You could have some bye weeks in there. You will have some bye weeks in there. The goal is for this to be a really, really fun experience for your kids.
Well, you're adding a new playoff division?
We are, because what we noticed, the playoffs have, and Coach, you've been around, dude. So the playoffs, they're not going quickly enough.
Okay.
And you probably experienced that in the fall. And by having a bracket that's 30 teams, it makes it so each team has to have 5 games pretty much. But if you get to 16 or less, now everybody's at 4, and so the playoffs can move along quicker with smaller brackets. Plus, there's more opportunities for kids to win trophies.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's always been long. So.
Yeah. And so we're going to try to condense that. And if you have any issues coaching and you're nervous at all, I don't want to give the simple answer everybody gives. ChatGPT it. Ask ChatGPT for some flag football drills of flag pulling. Ask ChatGPT. It's incredible how many resources are out there on YouTube and out there at this point. We don't even do coaches clinics anymore for FNL because there's so much out there now. And then we have a bunch of clinics online on our website. So there's so much to learn. And again, if you have any questions, you can always call or text or email, and I'll connect you. Coach Mack will connect you with a former FNL or current FNL coach. They'll be like, yeah, Lindsay, I'll be happy to talk to you about how to share the ball or my best practices or things I've learned. It's all good. We're here to help. Let's go with some questions here, because I think that will kind of spur some conversations here. Who's out there that's like, man, you haven't talked about this, and I'm just curious.
Rules of the game.
Rules of the game. All right.
I think let's start with
go ahead, Coach.
no run zones.
All right. Let's start with the pass-only zone. All right. So Craig is right here. Craig, raise your hand. All right. Craig is the first down marker, okay? He's at midfield. When I, on offense, am going this way, I get within 5 yards of that first down marker, I can only throw the ball, period. I cannot hand it off because in short yardage situations, if we let people run the ball, what will happen? Collisions. And this is a non-contact flag football league. So within 5 yards of the first down or 5 yards of the end zone, you are not allowed to run the ball. But what you can do is throw the ball forward 1 inch. So somebody comes in motion, so there's no collision there. And you can do it once they get it. Now everybody can cross the line and try to pull the flag. So everybody gets 3 downs to get to the first down marker, and then 3 downs to get to the end zone. And after you score, you can go for 1 or 2. If you go for 1, they put you on the 5-yard line, which means you can only do what? Pass. If you go for 2, they put you on the 12-yard line, which means you can do what?
Run or pass.
Run or pass. So how a lot of people play FNL, and Craig, I'm going to use you as the center here. You're doing great here. Coach Mack ran track in high school. I did not. But I'm the quarterback. Down set hut. I'm the quarterback. But you know what? I'm going to give it to the better athlete. And now I'm going to go out for a pass. The minute I get rid of the football, everybody can cross the line of scrimmage. Okay? But let's go back to the top here, Coach. Oh, yeah. We'll go to Craig here. I want to hurt Craig. All right. Down set hut. I still have the ball. There's a rusher who's 10 yards away from me. That person is coming at me. And that person, if I avoid that person and I'm really fast, the referee will count. Once the referee gets to 7 seconds, loss of down. So you can send 1 rusher, 2 rushers, 3 rushers. It doesn't matter, but they all have to start 10 yards away. And the quarterback only has how many seconds? 7 seconds to get rid of it. Once the quarterback gets rid of the ball, though, no more clock at all. But the minute the quarterback gets rid of the ball, what can everybody do now? Cross the line of scrimmage. So that's the no-run zone. 3 down to get to the first down, 3 down to get in the end zone. 7-second clock. A lot of people, like I said, they'll make somebody the quarterback, but really the best athlete is the person who gets the ball after that. And that person can run or throw.
That's why you want to have a lot of people handling the ball. Also, when they're rushing the passer,
Oh, good one.
you're trying to pull the flag. Don't try to block it. Because we had kids get hurt. We changed this rule years ago. Besides, you always want to get a sack. You don't want to get deflection. So always, you got to train them. They rush in the QB. You're not trying to deflect the ball. You're not trying to jump. You're not trying to bat it down. You're trying to pull the flag.
Referee will call a penalty on you if your player rushes the passer and has his or her arms in the air. Hands have to be down when you rush the passer. You have to try to pull the flag. The reason why, as Coach Mack said, these quarterbacks are throwing the ball and then getting hit. And we do not want that. This is a non-contact flag football league. Referees, we want them to call penalties. And we want them to enforce a non-contact. Yes, sir.
A little nuance on that. If they reach up and tip it, not running in, arms up, tip is still going to be considered, you're going to call flag. Same with interception, obviously.
Well,
So they're not
if
allowed
it
to
happens
do
behind the line of scrimmage, fine. But if it's on this side of the line of scrimmage, on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage, and hands are up, it'll be a penalty. Period.
So even if they're running in, but just stick on the air.
Yeah, it's going to be penalty.
It's going to be a penalty.
Flag an automatic first down or something?
It is an automatic first down, 10 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Coach.
I was just curious when, I've seen where like a rusher gets there and they're still kind of hanging on. Is that rusher allowed to just grab that ball or is that a no-no?
No.
Is it just flag only?
Flag.
Flag only. There's no fumbles in the FNL at all. There's no stripping.
Yeah.
You know, there's no peanut.
No stiff arms.
No stiff arms.
No punching. Yeah.
I got one.
Yes, sir.
So your cue goes to one side of the field, laterals across the field to your now new quarterback.
All
Yep.
right, let's do this over here. All right.
Boom.
Now, right. Go out to the right, he's way left. Okay, that time that ball's in the air.
Like rattlesnakes.
If the defense rushes before you catch it, that's a penalty, right?
The minute the ball left my fingertips, somebody can cross.
All right.
Yeah. And if they cross and he pump fakes it, that should be a penalty.
Should be illegal rush.
Yeah, so, or another one, we like the little smoke route out here. So I get the snap and I pump it and somebody goes across, that's a penalty.
Okay.
But if I throw it, they can go. And Coach Pump said you can rush one guy, you could rush all 6, totally up to you. You don't have to rush anybody, you can play coverage. It's up to you. Late in games, okay, this is hopefully maybe this will happen to you, is Steele. If you are beating a team really, really bad, they're totally outmatched. What are you going to do so you don't score 60, 70 points? What are some things you can do to stop scoring?
Share the ball.
What's that?
Share the ball to everyone or run it.
Give it to the less less athletic kids,
Future architects.
future architects. Don't rush, period. You don't send a rusher anymore. Don't do that. Don't throw the ball anymore. Stay back. When you guys do the scores, the refs do the live scoring, and they're not. When we actually record them, we're not putting 70 points on there. It's only gonna be 40. You don't get credit for beating another team really bad. Okay. As far as like, there's no point differential. Everybody understand that? So really, you're gonna be on both sides of this thing. You're gonna get your butt whooped, and then there's gonna be games where, oh my gosh, we're just killing this team. So you gotta take the good and the bad there. When you get beat, take it as a learning experience. Hopefully the other team and coaches won't be obnoxious, but a lot of times they will. And you just gotta have great sportsmanship. And then when you guys are on the other side, you're gonna try to do the same.
So on defense, normally you have like a couple people in the front, and then you have a rusher or two, and then you have a safety or two. If you're winning by a lot, take those people in the front and move them back here.
Just let them chill.
Don't have your rusher rush, and keep the safety there. Let the other teams have some success. Like,
Because what happens, we have coaches that like, they just keep rushing, and they can't even get a playoff. You know what I mean? And then they're throwing picks, and it's pick six. It happens. But we can help with that. Yes, sir. In the red.
I may have been just
now we're happy you're here.
not certain about this last year because I wasn't watching. But I do remember one time. Is every offensive penalty, is that an automatic loss of down? Is that the rule? Because it seems that was inconsistently sometimes levied there. So for instance, you said don't drop the ball on handoffs or don't drop the ball on
Handoff.
snaps.
Yeah. It's a loss of down.
Not that. Offsides. Offensive offsides. That's a loss
Illegal
of down
procedure.
in 5 yards.
It is. Yep. And then if you ever feel like something's inconsistent, what can you do?
Yellow shirt.
After the game, talk to Yellow Shirt, and then email us like Monday. Hey, I've got a referee feedback form. I think this referee on field 9 at Alvin Norte at 7:40 didn't know the rule on flag guarding. Flag guarding is not a penalty that is assessed from the line of scrimmage. It's assessed from where the flag guarding happened. So there are some nuances there, but if something's inconsistent, let us know. We want the referees to be consistent.
That is the rule. Every offensive penalty is a loss of down, even flag guarding.
Flag guarding is not a loss of down.
No, not every. Yeah, you just said the legal procedure. That is.
No, that is.
Yeah.
Well, delay it.
Delay game's lost down.
Any rules on motion?
Yeah, you can't go forward on the motion. One person in motion at a time, either sideways or backwards is fine.
And then make sure they're set. The refs, I see a lot of false start going all the time.
Oh, they gotta be set after motion.
No.
No, he can move, but I'm saying one guy's in motion, one guy's moving. You can't do that.
And then you guys are cool with forward handoffs, right? No issue there?
Forward?
No, like, yeah, no color rules or anything.
What do you mean by a forward handoff?
Forward handoff, like without the air between.
If you're behind line of scrimmage, it's fine.
Okay.
Also, the snaps for the center, they have to go between the legs. Everybody, they have to go between the legs. So you got to practice that.
Center has to line up straight, or can center just straight ahead?
So if you want to have your toes pointed this way,
Okay.
you'll put the ball right here, and let the ball go between the legs.
Yeah, if he's at an angle or something, it's fine if it goes.
Side back with the Q1 hammer type of stuff.
Say it again.
Side, center side.
Why would you do that?
hammer with Q.
We're just going to put the ball in front and then put it between our legs.
All this stuff's on the side.
Yeah.
Okay, so just
Yeah.
the coach's tab.
Yeah.
All good. We're here to help. Go ahead, Coach.
Is the no run zone applicable to kindergartners too?
Yes.
It is.
100%.
But that's why I showed you behind the line of scrimmage, a little shovel pass.
That's how you throw. When I coach kindergarten, it's like little smoke routes. Unless you get, Johnny All-American, you might get some guy.
You know
but then,
what?
But then it's hard for him to catch.
Hey,
so.
Coach, we 2,500 kids signed up, and the parents rated them. There was only 8 below average athletes that registered. So I think there's a lot of exceptional kids.
It gets
in
me
this group.
excited. All these kids coming to Carlsbad. I got all these 5-star recruits.
The next Julian Sane is here somewhere.
Until they show up, and I'm not seeing them. But anyway, keep going.
Go ahead, Coach.
Rocky, help late.
A pump fake is a penalty.
No, if
Draw
they
them
cross
offside.
the line the defender crosses the line when you did pump fake. Oh, quarterback's gonna pump fake all day long.
Yeah. So it's
For the defense.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't cross the line if he doesn't release the ball.
Oh, I see.
Yes, sir.
Ball size for third and fourth graders. I know that was what was confusing last year because you had some teams using the smaller balls.
Oh, let's talk about this. Okay, so in the all-girls division, okay, those are the pink footballs. If you're coaching 7th and 8th grade girls flag football, you have a choice. You can choose the large football, which kind of gets you ready for high school girls flag football, or you can play with the medium football, which you can chuck it like 50 yards. It's really up to you for 7th and 8th grade girls. For 5th and 6th grade girls, for 3rd and 4th grade girls, you can choose the small football, or you can choose the medium football. It's up to you. Every other division, you only are allowed to use the footballs we give you. Kindergarten through 1st and 2nd, tiny footballs. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, medium footballs. 7th and 8th, large footballs. There should be no discrepancy on that. The only fluidity or gray area is the all-girls division, where they can choose, if they're in 7th and 8th, they can choose to play with the medium football if they want to chuck it, or if they're 3rd and 4th grade, they can choose a small football. But that's only in all girls. In the co-ed, which is basically boys, it's.
I'll say this too, like, if I'm coaching, I could care less what ball they're using.
Oh, you can have your ball deflated.
I don't know why. I mean, literally, you have coaches. You can't use that ball. You know, they before the game starts and they freak out. I'm like, why do you care?
Yeah, PSI level
It's
on
weird
your
to me.
football is up to you. Most teams use their own football on offense. Like
Yes,
like
you know, they get
super common
comfortable.
for that.
Yeah, you don't really share balls. They go in and out.
Yeah.
That's why I'm always like, why do you know? But some people, it's a big deal.
So one team can use a medium, one team use a small.
Yeah.
And those girls can.
Yeah, in the all-girls division, yeah, one team feasibly could be using a large, and one could be using a medium, one could be using a medium, one could be using a small.
Use the ones that are comfortable for you and the girls. Yes, sir.
Oh, do you have to stick with that? Like, if we're starting with the small ball, or do people do? Is that a thing? Do people switch when they want to chuck it real far? You can do that.
Oh, in the game? I don't know.
You can
I don't
do
know
it.
if people do that.
This is what we don't want to do. We don't want to film other teams' practices, bro. Okay? That's what we're not going to do.
That was my next question.
Yeah, okay. I beat you to it.
Yeah.
And then, hey, there's going to be some times this year where, let's say, your team is 6-0, and you're about to play a team that's 1-5, and you'll get an email from somebody on our team that says, hey, coach, your game has changed this week. Instead of playing the 0-6 team, you're going to play another team that's 6-0. And you may first recoil and go, what? I really wanted to get a win by
That's
60
going to cost
points.
us a championship, you know?
And then you start thinking about those poor second graders
Yes.
that will never recover from that first and second grade trophy they didn't get, okay? But here's what we can tell you. If we change your schedule and it does affect your conference championship, we'll get you the trophies. It's fine.
We're trying to make it even. We try to match up teams that are not lopsided, that it's a better matchup. That's, as a coach, that's what you want anyway. You don't want blowouts every single week. It's not fun.
Coach Mack, talk about the epicenter of girls flag football.
Well, I mean, it's unbelievable what's happened in our really in our country. But we have probably the largest group of girls flag football players in the country in this league, and so super exciting. It's got high school, Olympics, maybe pro. We'll see what happens. But it's a monster happening, and we're all for it. And that's why we created another division. We still have a lot of teams that are the co-ed, and because they like to play with their brothers, or they want to play with maybe bigger, stronger kids. I don't know why they decide, but in the end, it's been a great day.
Super awesome, and just so you guys all know, so we're all super transparent. If Coach Mack registers his team the first day of registration, and all 9 players have played FNL forever, and they're all 4th grade elite athletes as rated by their parents. We also have some data on Coach Mack's previous season's coaching.
Yep.
We keep track of every coach who's ever coached in our league. We have their win-loss percentage. We have it all, and we have an algorithm, and everybody has a team score. So if you get placed in the SEC conference, for example, or the ACC, there's a reason why you're in one of those. Because your team may have all 8th graders that have all played FNL before, and your team may have all 7th graders that have never played before. And so you'll be paired up with other teams that are built similarly to you during the regular season. But will we get it right 100%? No, because coaches change sometimes. Another parent will take over the team.
Injuries.
Your best player breaks a pinky, the whole thing happens. And so that gives us, when we get to the playoffs, it gives us another opportunity to then group the teams appropriately. So like, just be aware that there's definitely like, if you go out to FNL and you see a 3rd and 4th grade team and you see them going no huddle and chucking the ball all over the field and they look like a well-oiled machine, it's because they've been playing since they were in preschool. And you, as a new coach, won't be playing them. You won't be playing them.
Not consistent.
Not consistent.
It could happen.
It could happen every once in a while, like on accident. But email us, call us. Hey coach, we're playing this team. I looked at their scores. They've won 400-0 in the last 4 weeks. Like, we are 0-4. Is there anything you can do to help us out? And we will do everything we can to kind of match you up during the season. But I would caution you not to reach out too early on in the season, because you might have just played the best 3 teams in your conference and maybe it went poorly for you, but the next 5 games were against teams that are just like you. So let's not get out of your conference just yet. Let's not reschedule things just yet. Let the season play out about halfway through, and if you're really, really struggling, reach out to us, and then we'll start to do some manual looking at your schedule, looking at who you're playing, and maybe match up with a team that's a better fit for you. Because at the end of the day, nobody likes a 60-0 game on either side. It's not fun.
On the schedule too, the flexibility of the Saturdays, which we mentioned, we're going to have some rain in the spring, always happens, so that can delay some things. The city of Carlsbad makes all the decisions on the fields. We don't. If we're able to play, we play. So you got to prepare your parents that if we play in some rain, the boys are going to live. Because I've got a lot of emails about pneumonia. We're ruining their lives. Like a little rain, they're going to be okay. So just, if our deal, and it's just to get the league so we don't get backed up. If we're able to go, we go. But really, the city dictates to us what we're going to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're going to go back there, Coach, and we'll go up here. Yes, sir.
Good evening, Coach.
Hey.
See you, buddy.
Can you elaborate on the substitution? Coach the winter in the summer, and there's really no lineups.
It's way different.
Oh, that's a great call. So before every game in the spring season, you will have a lineup card. And if you go on our coaches tab, you can fill it out electronically and then print it. And it looks super clean. And you print out like all 9 players in your team, and you put an X on what quarter they're going to sit out. And then before the game, you hand it to the other coach, or have him or her take a picture of it. And now both of you know little Johnny's going to sit out the 3rd quarter, Jimmy's going to sit out the 4th quarter, and everybody's on the same page. You want to exchange the lineup card with the other coach because you don't want to be weird. And you don't want to be called out for being like, well, you kept your best player in for like the whole game. And if that's the case, that's not okay. And that gives you an advantage. So we ask the coaches to exchange lineup cards in the fall and the spring season, whereas in the winter and the summer seasons, those are way more casual. We don't exchange lineup cards, and you can substitute on every play. Meaning, you have a player on the sideline, on 1st down, out of the game, on 2nd down, they're in, on 3rd down, they're back out. Whereas in the fall and the spring, it's not like that. It's way more structured, and I would encourage you to go on the coaches tab and look at those lineup cards. We've given you examples. Then there's some blank ones. Fill it out, and then give it to the other coach before the game. That way, everybody's on the same page with when, like, imagine there's this great player who's destroying you, and you're like, this person's not sitting out at all, but you have the lineup card. It says he should have or she should have sat out in the 2nd quarter, and then you show the ref. And like right as the 4th quarter starts, and this is some competitiveness. It's a little weird, but it is competitiveness.
Yep.
4th quarter starts, and that elite athlete is still out there for the 4th consecutive quarter. You take that lineup card. Hey ref, hey coach, timeout. Hey, little Johnny was supposed to sit out in the 2nd quarter. He didn't, and the coach goes, oh, my bad. No, too late. He's out now for the 4th quarter. And so like, just everybody be above board. And exchange lineup cards. There's also a 7 player rule. Look, that's also on the coaches tab. It's also in the rules. There's a certain way to substitute when you have 7 players versus 9 players. So we can talk about that more.
Also, you have ski trips or whatever, and you can play with 5, and the game will count. If you only have 4, and that happens occasionally, you can ask the other team, hey, we're all here. Maybe I take a couple of your guys and we scrimmage. Let's just, we got the field, we got the refs. Let's make use of our time.
6 players on the field at all times on both sides. If you're missing people for injury or vacation, you can have a real game with 5. The other team will still play with 6. but they have minimum 5 players to have a real FNL game. If you show up with 4, like you said, borrow some players from the other team, it'll count as a scrimmage, and you'll get a 2-0 loss if you have 4 or less players. Not a big deal. At the end of the day, we just want kids to play on a Friday night. We got the field, we got the refs. Have a great time. So you can email us about schedules. If you email us like, hey, you know what? It's my wife's 35th birthday on Friday. Can we not have a game? We're probably going to say, I'm sorry. Like, you talk to the other coach, maybe play another time. But the schedule is very, very complicated, as you guys can imagine. And it's hard. When I coached FNL, I'll give it to you. When I coached FNL, I emailed and I asked, can I have a bye week? This is a true story. Can I have a bye week? I'm on a work trip. I didn't get a bye week. It's like, dude.
I was controlling it. I said, hell no. Coach, you did a great job last session explaining overtime. Overtime, there were specific rules to overtime, and before he talks about it, I would just say practice overtime. So you're prepared for it, your kids get it, because there's going to be adrenaline happening, and every play matters in overtime, and you don't want to go in there cold and not knowing exactly what you need to do, and Coach can explain.
Okay. Kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade. Coaches can be on the field, showing the plays, showing the iPad, the whole thing. 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, coaches have to be on the sideline.
Signals.
Also,
Stallions.
5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, you play overtime if your game is tied. Kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, no overtime.
Ties.
So that's a distinction. All right, so we're talking about 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. We get to overtime. First off, hey, coach, man, we got to overtime. Look at these kids doing a great job, man. Paper, rock, scissors. I win. I elect to play defense because I want to see how quickly he scores or how many yards his team gets. After 3 plays of Coach Mack's team going against my defense.
From where?
From the 50-yard line, midfield, the referee will mark after 3 plays, his team got 12 yards. So now my team gets the ball on the 50-yard line. I've got to get 13 yards to win after 3 plays. Another scenario is rock, paper, scissors. I'm on defense, you're on offense. His team gets the ball. They score on 3 plays. My team gets the ball. How many plays do I have to score on to win the game? 2. I have to beat him. I have to exceed what he did. If I score on 3 plays, we just do it again. We play overtime again.
What if there's a pick?
If there's
interception.
You're so good. So if Coach Mack's team goes on offense and they throw an interception, all my team has to do is get the ball and take a knee 3 times. The game is over. As long as I don't turn the ball over, it's better than throwing an interception, right? So just think about when you're going against an overtime, you just have to do better than the other team did. That's the way to look at it. And if you look at our rules, there's like 4 different scenarios we've laid out that explains this in detail too. So, and that's overtime. Also, before we get to that, some of you are going to ask, should we play man defense or zone defense? What do we do? Well, the younger your kids are, the more zone you play. The older your kids are, the more man you're going to play. And you want to mix it up, obviously, the older you get. But zone defense is really, really safe and very effective. Go ahead, Coach.
There's no 2-point conversions in overtime?
No 2-point conversion overtime. It's just first one to score. That's a good distinction, too.
I like the overtime rules. They're fun. Yes, sir.
Do you guys, what if there is an injury? Is there like a med tent or something like that?
So we'll send out an emergency action plan to all the coaches prior to the first game, okay? That lets everybody know where all the first aids are, all the AEDs are, and then you want to have somebody on your group to be the designated person that calls EMS, okay? And yes, we have ice, yes, we have first aid, but in flag football, honestly, there haven't been a ton of issues, but it's super important that you guys all park appropriately. Tell your parents to park appropriately. Because if we have a kid, unfortunately, who has a concussion or a dislocated elbow, and we need to get the firefighters there, paramedics there, and we're parked in the red, it's just really putting that kid in a bad spot. So AED, first aid, ice, we can help you with that. But anything above that, let's make sure the fire lanes are clear and get real professionals involved. Yeah. All right, we have about 7 more minutes. And after that, Coach Mack and I are football junkies, so we'll stick here. We'll talk all night, okay? So, but I want to be respectful of everybody else because we want to keep this to a relatively short meeting. We also filmed it. We'll send out that link as well. There's also clinics on our website, on our coaches tab. There's also, you can look on YouTube, Friday Night Lights flag football coaching videos. There's plenty of resources out there. And again, if you find yourself like, you know what, I could just use somebody, I could use a conversation, or I could use a little bit of a coaching mentor, email nccfnl@gmail.com, call 619-616-8272, reply to any emails you ever get from us. I'd like to talk to Coach Pub. I need a little bit of help coaching. I need a practice plan, or I need a playbook. I will take care of that. No problem.
Any other questions? Yes, sir.
All games are at Point City and Alga,
And possibly Sage Creek and Carlsbad for like
Yeah.
a month on Saturdays. You know, like a couple random Saturdays.
But yeah, Point City now. Yes, sir.
Question I had, rusher has to be 10 yards?
10 yards.
And
Right.
the ref will mark it for you.
Okay.
Right when the ball snapped, that rusher can go.
Have your fastest guy rush.
Yeah, rushers disrupt. Rushers. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Do you have a question? Oh, okay.
No
All right.
No formation?
Say it again.
No formation issues? Just center is in the center?
Yeah.
Everybody else can be on
Bunch.
the
The only thing with the bunches is they have to be arm's length.
Right. So we don't let a bunch of receivers get all bunched together.
And then
like
run
this,
forward.
And then we all run forward, and we're just running.
We did that for a
fast.
while.
Um,
Collisions and what have you. I always say this every year too, is like when you're going to get flag calling, flag guarding, that's very subjective. It's going to look like, wait, is this running? Well, that's going to be a ref's discretion. With your parents, with you guys, a lot of times these athletes are not super coordinated.
What?
There's
only 8 below average players.
Yes, but when they're going full speed trying to pull flags, I got people out, they're tackling, they're throwing them down. It's usually 2 kids just falling down together. I literally have been there and parents freak out. I go, yeah, I didn't see anything. They fell down. So, that's going to happen. We don't want physicality. On the flip side, we get videos where literally, that you got guys that are being way too physical. It happens with the older guys, and that stems from the coaches. And we're going to do our best not to let that happen.
Remember, referees, they're human and they're not good. Okay. The Celtics.
Good humans, but bad refs.
The Celtics head coach the other night was asked 4 questions after the basketball game. He responded to all 4 questions the same way. Referee should have called a legal screen. That's all he said. At every level, it's hard to referee. There's one octogenarian out there with 12 kids running around, okay? They're not going to get every call right. You can email us. Like, I have video footage of our player staying inbounds on the sideline, and now we lost because that referee called him or her out of bounds, and now he cried himself to sleep. And you're like, okay, the video shows, I understand what you're saying, but like, it's one person on the other side of the field. Like, he's like, just.
We've reffed many times.
Many.
There's a lot going on there, man. And I'm an experienced football person, but the demeanor, the coaches are great. You just handle business. Worry about your guys' play. It'll work itself out.
And last thing we'll leave you with is we are here to help you.
Yep.
We want to make the league great. We want to hear from you. If there's a weirdo out there, we want to know who it is. You're very important. We had the older or more experienced coaches here before you, and we told them the same thing. It's like, we are all caretakers of this community. Let's keep the kids safe. Let's not be weird. Let's be kind. Let's set a really good example out there. If there's a bad apple, let us know. We will handle it. If you ever get a call from us on a Saturday or a Sunday or a Monday, it's probably not good. Probably not good.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thanks, guys. All right, one more.
One real quick. Running down the sideline usually, but runner, defense, who has basically the right of way? What's the penalty?
I mean, they're both moving, so the offense can kind of, figure it out. If the defender is stationary, the offense has to move. But if the defender is moving too, then it's hard. Without seeing it, it'd be hard.
And remember, there's no blocking. So on offense, just have you guys run off. If a guy if your player's in front, just stop, let him go, because they'll call blocking.
Fascinating. Girls play football at the high school level. There's blocking. So every football league's different. Every flag football league's different. And so just like our Pigger League, we want no contact. We don't want any bunch formations. We want the referees to make calls. We don't want to let the players play. We want to keep kids safe here. All right, thank you guys so much. Hope you guys have a great night.
All right.